right, good morning everyone, and welcome to our relaxing but yet productive chair yoga this morning. So I've got some feedback from some of you that you see the videos come up, you turn them on, or you see them on Shaw, and you're just not motivated to get out of that chair. So here I am joining you today at the chair position, and we're going to work through our practice from right here. All right? So those of you who I've talked to, you know who you are. Hop on board, grab a couple blocks, have your strap nearby and some water. Perfect. When you have your blocks, the blocks here are going to be used to go on the floor as you sit back into those comfortable chairs with armrests or without armrests, just so those feet are touching the floor. Perfect. Now from here, I want you to relax. I want you to let the shoulders relax. I want you to draw that chin in, and I want you to lift up the back of your skull. Perfect. Take a deep breath in. And relax. Relax in that tailbone. Let it push into that cushion underneath your hips. Breathing in. On the exhale, glance down to the feet, the legs. See if they're parallel to each other. And with each breath, I want you to feel where that breath is going. Perfect. Nice deep breath in. Close your eyes. Let everything else around you disappear. Perfect. With your eyes nicely closed or focusing on a place in front of you, I want you to extend one leg out, and we're just going to point and flex. Good. Notice if the toe lifts up first or the pinky part of the foot lifts up first. I want you to draw it just directly back, like you're drawing them towards your kneecaps, towards that hip. Perfect. And now scoot from side to side. Working through that ankle. Still breathing nice and deep into the body. Now as we start to focus on areas of the body like the feet, we tend to change the breath. I want you to focus on your breath being as deep as it possibly can, getting it deep into your lower back, into the sits bones, and then as it comes around the lower back in towards the belly. Perfect. Relax that leg. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. And release. As thoughts start to flow into your mind with each breath, I want you just to place them to the side, just like a bookcase. File them away. And we'll get to them later. Perfect. Now let's extend the other leg. When you're ready, lifting the toes up and softly pointing. Good. Lengthening through the ankles. Wonderful. Remember your breath is nice and deep. Wonderful. Just relax those shoulders. Perfect. You can scoop the foot from side to side. Rolling through that ankle. Good job. And then when you're ready, we're going to place that foot back down the blocks if you're using them, or down to the floor. Give me 3 nice deep breaths once again. Checking to see if it's stuck in the throat, maybe up in the chest. We want to go nice and deep into that tailbone, dropping it into the chair or the couch. Perfect. We're going to take the shoulders and just roll them back into the cushion, into that chair. And we're still kind of slouched in the chair. We're kind of just relaxed here. I want you just to nestle into that chair, or sit upright if you're sitting in a more of a wooden chair. And then once you're ready, drop that ear over to that shoulder and just take a nice deep breath in. We're not going to stay here very long. As we exhale, come up tall. Breathe into the other side. Good. From side to side. Try to keep the ear in the direction of the shoulder. nice and easy, side to side. Perfect. Now with that deep breath into the body, we're going to push the blocks forward. We're going to wiggle our hips, so slide our hips forward on the edge of that chair. Perfect. We want to be on the edge, but not where we feel like we're falling off. If you still need the blocks, keep them underneath your feet. Otherwise, let's just kick them to the side. Get them out of our way for now. And we sit nice and tall. Perfect. Now just wiggle your toes on that floor. And then place the 4 points of your feet down. So 2 in the front of the feet, the balls of the feet, 2 in the heels. Perfect. Now take a deep breath in, and I want you to just float those toes just slightly. Gently lift, and exhale, drop back down. Gently lift. And you can take a glance down there, making sure you can see the big toe peering just beyond the knee. See how the toes react to the little lifting that you're doing? Perfect. Now let's focus back on the breath as we drop that tailbone into the chair or the couch. Lift up through the shoulders, drop them down into their pockets, chin slides towards the throat. Take a nice deep breath in. If it's stuck here, relax those ribs. Exhale out. Breathe in, try to lower that breath deeper and deeper and deeper into those hips, into that lower back. Feel your back lengthening away from the belly button. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Breathe into the back, lifting it away, expanding it, loosening up that tension. Now that might be very hard for you to breathe into your back if you're very tight in the lower back. So take your time here, there's no rush. Sometimes just rubbing the back with the hand, guiding the breath down with the touch of the hands on the hips. Perfect. We want to get into the habit of expanding from the sides of the lungs down to the lower back. Relaxing. Good job. Now move with me as your body feels good to move. So if you feel any pain, we're not going there. We're going to let the breath lead us into the movements. And then as we come out of those movements, they're going to stabilize us. Okay? If you feel that the breath is where you want to stay today, you stay here. You can always adapt whatever movement I am doing to do just upper body or just the lower body. But you will listen to your body and see how it feels. Hands are going to slide down above the knees. And we're going to go into our cat and cow, just loosening up the spine. So breathe into that back. Expand from side to side. And now I'm going to draw on the exhale. My core is going to activate because I'm breathing out. And I'm just going to lower my body down, just opening up my lower back. My elbows might drop towards my hips. And then as I breathe in, I want the belly to come towards the hips. Feeling that full of breath. Contracting through the back muscles here. Shoulders stay down. We're going to focus right here. Exhale. Roll, curve that spine. And then breathing in. Nice curve of the lower back. Contraction of those muscles, and the belly gets to open. Exhale, here goes the belly, strengthening that core, releasing tension in the back. And then breathing, opening up that belly. And remember, let the breath guide you. Don't overextend and force anything. Let the breath just have a nice smooth flow happening here. And back up. Open that belly. And one more. Exhale. And breathing in. Nice big belly. Now drop your tailbone. Come into a neutral spine. Hands come to the sides if they're not already there. I want you to make sure that the heels are under the knees so we got stability and your hip width apart. So that hip bone we've got here, straight out from the bone. Perfect. Now I want you to reach down gently like you're picking something off the floor. You don't have to get all the way down. Just something down by that ankle. And then inhale, rise. Chin is in. And then over to the other side. Let that shoulder drop and lengthen. Let the spine softly twist. Now, as we come up, we relax the shoulders. Perfect. Breathe in. Fill that back up with breath. Exhale. Come up tall, draw that chin in. Power to lift. Inhale, stabilize as you lower. And exhale, come on up. Now remember, we don't have to get to the floor. We want the knees to stay separated. So if you find that you buckle those knees in, put a block, put something in between those knees. Make sure they're stabilized. And then as we go down, we're working through the spine, the obliques of the side of the body. We're drawing tension away from the neck and the shoulders. And then we come up with a beautiful, strong exhale. Shoulders stay down. Remember, we're working all here. Breathe in. Exhale, rise. If you want to add to this, drop one hand down, extend the other. Extend, lengthen, breathing in. Exhale, transition into prayer hand. Keep that tailbone down and breathe in. Good. Exhale down. Try to find a spot out in the front on the floor that you look over to. And exhale. Drop the shoulders, drop the tailbone, breathe in. Exhale. Drop the shoulders, drop the tailbone, breathe in. And exhale. One more, each side, relax your shoulders. Tailbone is rooted. Now let everything open up. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Exhale, come to prayer. Shoulders down. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. And back to center. Perfect. Take those fingers, interlock them. Now if this bothers your knuckles or your wrists, just keep them in prayer. All right? We're going to open up the palms. Hands can separate if this bothers the wrists. Drop the shoulders and lift up. Perfect. Lift where you can lift, lengthening through the arms, trying to keep the shoulders down, however, so there's a little bit of air between the ears or the cheeks if you're closer to the front. Good. Let the hands release. Exhale down. Breathe in, interlock. Exhale, lengthen. Breathe in that height as you drop the shoulders. Exhale, release. Breathe in. Back is open, tailbone's down. Exhale, lift. Drop the shoulders. Now it's going to keep flowing. Inhale. Exhale, prayer. Soften the shoulders. Drop the tailbone. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Melting down all the way to the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Open up those elbows. Inhale. Good. And exhale carefully to prayer once again. Wonderful. Take the block away from between the knees. Unless you're more comfortable leaving it there, you go ahead. We're going to take the feet a little bit wider. Wonderful. Knees are still over the heels for stability. Take one shoulder down toward that knee, a gentle spinal twist looking out to the side. So follow your view out to the side here. Dropping the shoulder in. Inhale, rise. Let's switch sides. Other side. Breathe in, look over to the side. Follow the view. Drop that shoulder. And come back to center. Each time my shoulders stay nice and low, I just rotate. Perfect. Now the hands on the knees give us some stability. You can turn the hands whichever way is comfortable for you. Hands on the shoulder give us a little more intensity. Keep those heels under those knees. Inhale, rise. Perfect. Exhale, like you're straining out a rag here. And then nice and tall, absorbing everything around you, all that energy. Exhale, bring it out. Inhale. Drop that tailbone. Exhale. Wonderful. Let's give me one more on each side. There we go. Breathing in. Drop the shoulders. Other side. Exhale. Breathe it in. Wonderful. Lift those arms up. Push the sky away. And then zip it down to the shoulders, to the hips. Wonderful. Down the knees. Now you can stay here or you can go over the shins and gently open up the back. Now as we come back up, just sweep up the knees to the hips. Find the zippers up the sides of the body and we lengthen. Draw the wrists open, palms to the sky. Back down, bring the zippers back down by the ears, the shoulders, down the sides of the body. Find those thighs, down the knees, and keep the knees over the heels as you lower. Perfect. Your head can go as low as you feel safe going. Keep in mind if you have high or low blood pressure. We're going to exhale here. You're going to feel your core pulling and rotating to a nice tall position. Drop your tailbone. Up we go. Open up those palms. Exhale, lower. Down and inhale. Fill that belly. Drop the belly down. Let the shoulders go nice and flat. Exhale, rolling up, adding a bit of a cat and cow to this. So as we come up, inhale, lift into those zippers. Exhale. Inhale, you're going to open up that body as the zippers come down. And we drop into our cow. Wonderful. A little faster here. Exhale, roll it up. All the way. Nice long exhale. Nice deep breath, inhaling. Let the belly lead. Lower. Flatten the back. Feel the muscles of the back. Exhale. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll it up. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale. Let the belly lead. Tuck that tailbone under. Exhale. And release all the way to the palms come to the sky. And then bring the hands to the front. Wonderful. Roll the shoulders back. And then softly give me a little stretch through each finger. Drop that tailbone into the chair. And as you work through each finger, whatever feels good, stretching all the way up through the palms, up into the forearms and the wrist. Good. And then grabbing all four fingers, just softly draw them down like you're doing a Spider-Man extension. Same release, but we're going to flip the hand down, bring the palm or the fingertips in, drop that shoulder down. Well done. Perfect. Release. Let's try the other hand. Relax your shoulders. Remember, we're just working with the hands right now. The shoulders don't need to protect. They don't need to engage. We just breathe and relax. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, no rush. Draw all four fingers down into our Spider-Man. Drop the shoulder. It likes to lift. Good. And then fingertips go down towards the earth. We draw them in, opening up the top of the hand. Wonderful. Now our feet are still wide. The knees, open them up over those heels. They'll kind of saunter in slowly. Plant your 4 points of both feet on the floor. Perfect. There should be a little air gap in underneath that little arch. Very tiny. I don't want to see any tendons flexing to lift, but it's just a nice light, breathing it in, lightening through the feet. Perfect. So what we're going to do from this position is we're going to extend over one knee, like you're reaching to the light bulb in the sky, and then you come back. And then the other side, we're going to reach over to this side and come back. You're going to slide your rib cage. So when I reach, the reach is going to go through the rib cage, sliding it over, keeping my hip on the chair. Come back. Perfect. Other side, this rib cage slides over, the hip stays on the chair. Come back. Lengthen. Come back. Perfect. And lengthen. Wonderful. Now, if you have a stool nearby, or a couple blocks, or some books, place them down in front of you. If you don't, pretend there's something there, or you can adapt this as we go. I'm going to put the stool in front of me here. So whatever works for you, try to keep it fairly low around the knees if you can, or whatever feels good for you. Watch any pressure on the wrists. So from here, we stand up nice and tall, or sit up nice and tall, tailbone to the chair. Inhale, rise. Perfect. And we bring your hands to your hips to a half extension. Flattening the back, drawing the shoulder blades together, and lengthen the crown towards me as you pull your chin in. Good. We're going to take the hands around to the chair and drop the heart a little bit deeper. Now again, I can be on my legs. I don't have to have the stool. But with the stool or the legs, I want you to keep the knees over the heels. Push up through the arms, like a little push up. Okay? I want you to bring your heart towards me, dropping the rib cage towards the stool. And then we're going to roll back into a beautiful cat stretch, lifting the arms and coming up nice and tall. When the hands land back on the thighs, we're going to breathe in. Perfect. Exhale to the hips. Bow forward with the heart. I want the elbows to go wide. Draw that chin in. Bring the hands around to the stool. Give it a little lower forward. Hold. And then give me a nice push through those arms. Up. Dropping the heart towards me. So if you had a necklace on, I'm going to be able to see that pendant. There we go. And then up we go. Perfect. Deep breath in. Coming down. Half extension. Good. Draw that chin in. Sweep the hands around to the knees or the stool. Lower down a little bit deeper. Forward fold. Pressing up. Draw your heart towards me like an up dog. Good. Lower halfway down. Roll by exhaling that belly button to the spine. Shoulders lift when we roll back. Hands come forward. Exhale the hips. Half extension, back is flat. Hands come around, breathing in. Lower down, let the body breathe here. Open up those hips. Knees are wide still. And then push yourself up through the upper body. Squeeze into the pectorals as you drop your heart forward, pulling your shoulders back. And then drop that tailbone underneath. Roll up into a cat stretch. Shoulders follow. And then we're back down. Arms rise. Hands to hips, half extension. Elbows are wide. Tuck that chin in. Hold as the muscles in the back fire. Bringing the hands around. The legs are being used to stabilize us here. Drop down, lift up, tuck that chin in. Good. Now come down halfway, tuck your tailbone, roll into that cat stretch all the way up. Release. Arms forward, last one. Inhale. Drop the shoulders. Exhale. Half extension, elbows wide. Tuck that chin in. Good. Sweep the hands across and the breath in. And then exhale, push up to your up dog. Pull the shoulders back. Come down halfway, tuck your tailbone, roll up. Shoulders lift. And we release. Perfect. Now sweep it to the side, scooping up that light bulb. Slide that rib cage over, ground that hip into the chair, and come back. Other side. And come back. 2 more on each side. Lengthen. Try to slide that rib cage over. Breathing. Exhale back. Perfect. Breathing. Shoulders are down. Exhale back. 1 more each side. Breathe. And exhale back. And breathe. Wonderful. Now, if we have something in the middle of us, we can just slide it to the side. Walk, heel, toe your feet back to the center. Perfect. Now again, hip width apart. Use your block if you need. Bring your hands up. We're going to go into prayer. Good. Relax your shoulders. Drop your tailbone, your spine. Remember that elevator shaft. Nice and straight. Not all scooped and pushing the tailbone back. We're going to take One elbow to the opposite knee. Try to bring the knee to the elbow. Lower down, look to the side. Let the head turn, maybe towards the shoulder. Come back to center, come back up. Drop the shoulders if they lifted. Drop the tailbone if it started to slide up. Other direction. Good. Let the head turn. And if my elbow does not come to that knee, that is just fine. Come back up. Relax. One more time. Switch. Look behind. Come back. Wonderful. Drop the shoulders, drop the tailbone. Last one. Switching it over. Looking down behind you. Come back. And a nice soft lift. Wonderful. Now from here, let the hands come down to the knees. Take one hand to the opposite knee. That hand's going to go onto the armrest or the chair beside you. Okay? You're going to stay as tall as you possibly can so the vertebrae are stacked. Now we're just going to turn them. So we're going to turn that back shoulder to follow that hand, keeping the knees parallel. Now if they start to twist, put a block in between. Nice, gentle, gentle spinal twist. I'm breathing into my lower back, making sure I'm not pinching anything. I'm lightening the vertebrae with each breath. Letting my tailbone relax, because if my back is in an S curve, I'm going to start compressing those vertebrae on each other, pinching them. So I want to relax the lower back. If I don't get very far, that is okay. I'm just teaching my lower back to relax, if anything, adding a spinal twist if it's an option for me today. Perfect. Take the back arm back to the front. Now we're going to switch. Check the knees, make sure they're still over the heels. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed, and especially that lower back. We've got the tailbone reaching down towards that chair. Opposite hand comes across, opposite hand will reach to the side. Keep letting those knees separated, and as you begin to breathe into the back, drop the tailbone, and just breathe your way slowly, inhaling and exhaling. You can add the head if you like, at the very, very end. Perfect. Now bring it back nice and slow, head first, then the shoulder with the hand, and then we're back to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to work a bit of core. Because we are seated, we may not get the core exercise that we normally do for balance and that stability. So I want you to bring your hands across your chest, and I want you just to lay back, just enough to feel that core fire. Good. Now hold here to feel it warming up. Try to let the hip flexors relax, because they'll try and help. Just enough to feel the core fire. Then we come forward, hands switch to the knees. We go down those shins to where we feel safe. We extend the arms up. We drop the elbows wide into football arms where the palms will face you. Perfect. Cross the shoulders with a nice long back. Tailbone is in the chair. Lower back, feel the core fire. Good, try to keep your feet on the floor. Inhale, rise. Hands to knees, go down. Rise up, push into that floor, drop the shoulders. Beautiful, cross. Relax the shoulders. Tailbone is into the chair, and as we lay back, hold for a moment. Feel the core, the obliques starting to fire. Come up tall as the hands extend to the knees. We slowly lower down, stretching out the back. Good, extend the arms, nice deep breath. Drop the shoulders, cross. Good, tailbones relax into that couch or chair, lower back. Breathe in, breathe in. Good, inhale, brings the body up. Tailbone stays relaxed, the hands come to the knees, lower down. Extend, nice big reach. Shoulders soften, cross down, lean back. Tailbone, tucking underneath. Inhale, rise, hands to knees. Here we go, exhale. Inhale. Drop the shoulders, cross. Tailbone sinks down as we lower back. Come up tall. Hands to knees, last one. All the way down. Extend. come back to your football arms and bring them into prayer. Wonderful. Now we're going to extend those arms once again. So open the football arms. I want you to reach. My hands are going to disappear here. So imagine I'm reaching further and stretching like a rubber band, pulling away. Awesome. Bring the palms up, rise, come back to prayer. Extend, palms up, rise, come back to prayer. Drop that tailbone, don't let it lift. Open it up, rise. Let's go 2 more. Breathe in and down. Find that extra extension right here. Up we go and back down. Perfect. So if you have your stack of blocks, so you have your books or a stool, take one leg, reach it up and place it on that stool. Beautiful. We're going to do a nice hamstring stretch. So my stability is in this one foot here. The knee is going to stay over the heel, so when I go forward, I can feel the stretch, but I'm not worried about falling forward. All right? So straight through, I'm going to walk my hands up that chin. Try to keep my shoulders back. And then with a nice tall crown, you got it. Start to bow forward. Now I don't want you hunched over. This is the important part. You're tall, your posture is tall, so let's use those muscles to keep that posture tall. As I come forward, yes, this will be more challenging if I am tall, but that's the whole point. We want to release that tension. Perfect. If I collapse, this is my ego. I'll get closer to my leg, it appeases me for a moment, but I'm not getting the stretch I'm looking for. So come up tall, walk the fingertips down. I like to keep my elbows really close to being underneath my shoulders. Try not to push any weight into the knee. You can even use that stabilizing leg as your support if you like. And if you find that this is too much still, and you're really pushing on the leg, grab your strap. Remember, there's always a way of adapting whatever we need to fit our bodies for today. So we bring the strap up around the balls of the foot so we get a bit of a pull through the calf. We breathe into it. No matter how high we are, we're tall. And as we lower to how low we go, we stay tall. Now I have to bring my palms up so my shoulders stay back. And then I get a little traction here. Good work. Beautiful. Now this same foot can come down to the floor and cross over the ankle, and I can use my strap to draw it up a little bit, dropping my knee out to the side, making sure that my foot stays under my knee. So if I'm facing directly at you, my ankle's under my knee. Perfect. If this is where I want to put a stool, if I have a couple blocks, I can block them. Let's do this. Place the foot here, open up my hip. Or if I've got a little more distance I can use, I'm going to come up and place it over my knee, flexing my foot just slightly to support my joints. And then sitting up as tall as I can, making sure this knee stays over the heel and my toes are forward. Now that glute's going to feel a nice pull if I'm tight, and most of us will be. You relax your tailbone, you breathe into the lower back. There you go. Relax your hips, relax your shoulders, and draw that chin in towards the throat again. We want that chin to stay nice and tucked. Beautiful. If you were here and you've got a little more mobility, you just lean slightly forward, keeping your back strong and long. Nice. The hips get so tight from the sitting we do, so we want to make sure we give them a chance to release. But with the foot staying slightly flexed, the knee gets a bit more of a support as well as the ankle. And because this knee is out to the side, when we come up tall and we relax, we're going to just give ourselves a little soccer kicks here. Good. Now if I found that the stool was too high, or whatever I'm using, I can always go to my blocks, maybe my books, whatever I have, and do the same exercise here. Placing them out, grabbing my strap if I need, and coming carefully down towards that foot. Remember, we place the strap under the balls of the feet, a gentle pull back, and then I can lower when I'm ready. Palms up, ideally, keeping the back firing. And then I check over and make sure this knee is over underneath my knee, or my knee, sorry, is over my heel. keeping me nice and stable. Good. Lovely. There we go. Now from this position, I can take my strap, bring that foot over, drop the knee out to the side as I flex the foot. I can slide my blocks over if I prefer. Flexing the foot again to support the knee. Or bringing the knee right up. Making sure I'm on the edge of that chair so I'm nice and stable. I don't have one hip dropping down lower than the other. Flex the foot carefully, check the knees over the heel, and find your posture. Good work. So no matter what we're doing, if I'm doing a full mat session or a chair, of just the basic chair moving around the chair, there's always something you can participate in. If it's the arm movement, it's the breathing, just do what you can at that time of day. Sometimes our motivation is a little bit lower. Those are usually the times we need to give ourselves a little bit of a push. All right, so we extend this leg, giving it a nice little kick, making sure the knee is happy. Perfect. Now I'm going to slide my blocks out to the side. I'm going to put my hands onto my chair and just sink back just a little bit. Now if your chair has armrests, fine. If it doesn't, that's okay. We're just going to walk our hands down by our hips. And I want you to almost like you're going to grab the cushion in the chair. We're going to open up the chest. And we're going to just draw that chin towards the throat and look towards the ceiling. Perfect. Breathe across that chest. Opening up across the shoulders where we get closed up. And it's really hard to get the breath into that heart. Good work. Nice deep breath. Now add that chin to the throat, lowering down the head. Good. Look towards those toes, make sure they're parallel. Drop that tailbone, relax into it and just breathe. And then on the exhale, lift the crown. Bring the hands softly back. Now, a lower hand, a little more gentle on the shoulders. If you have a higher back, feel free to grab back to that back press in the back. As I can do, I can reach back with one arm, looking towards that back rest, opening up across that shoulder, and then trying to draw my heart back to center to get that nice stretch. Try to relax your shoulders, keeping your feet rooted to the earth. Tailbone is dropping down, dipping into the cushion with a nice long back. Now you can look away, adding a little more intensity to the neck, across that cheek, down to the jaw, and into that shoulder. Keep your elbow nice and low. Palm ideally out, depending on how the chair is that you're sitting in. Head comes back first, and we carefully release this arm. Wonderful. Now remember, we're doing this gently. We don't want to strain the shoulder. So when we turn in the other direction, this might be a very different experience, so go slow. Just take it lower if you need to, higher if you can. Keep your hips rooted to the chair, your feet as well to the earth. And then as you build the posture, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Elbow is low. Good. And you can look away if you like. Try to keep the shoulders, the heart facing the front. Let the shoulders relax as you breathe. And just these gentle movements from side to side can really activate the body, get the cells moving, and help us flow again and get us motivated. Perfect. Release that head, coming back to where the heart is. Release that arm slowly down, taking your time to bring it back. Well done. So now, as a reward, we get to slide right back into the chair to the very, very back. If the feet float, bring your blocks in. Place them under the feet. Books, whatever you have at home. And try to sit up as tall as you can. Now, I don't want you to sit back on the backrest if you can help it. So sitting up nice and tall, sits bones relaxing into the chair. You might sink down a little bit, that's okay. I'm going to breathe into the back and exhale it out. Breathing into the back. And start to close your eyes. Let everything go. Let your shoulders drop down. Let your chin draw towards your throat. You can feel the back of the skull lifting to the sky. As your ribs get heavier and your tailbone drops into that cushion. We just breathe. Breathe the softness around the eyes. Breathe deep into the temple and that little area of between the shoulder blades. So we come across here, we expand, we open up through the eyebrows, expand all the way down, exhaling that softness into the jaw. Now you can imagine that your head is the sun. And every time you breathe in, you're shooting those rays of beautiful sun out to the world. Expanding the tension, that compression we feel around the head sometimes when we're stressed. Just let it go. Don't worry about anything in the future, anything in the past. Just be right here, right now. So your sinus is opening, your tongue relaxing softly in your mouth. Feeling the nostrils flare, drawing in that deep, beautiful breath to the forehead, to the temples, and into the jaw. And once you feel that mind opening, bring the breath down towards the throat. Keeping the chin tucked, breathe in across the throat. And release. Breathe in across the chest. Feeling the shoulders pull back. And release. Give me another one here at the chest. Opening up the heart. Feeling the heart growing with your breath, not your ribs coming forward. Perfect. As you exhale, soften the shoulders, keep them open, and then breathe into one side, one lung, one oblique. Now this takes a little bit of practice. As you exhale, relax. Sometimes touch is nice. Wonderful. Give yourself a couple more breaths into that side, because sometimes it takes a bit of practice. Visualize that area, touch if you need. And once that breath starts to flow gently into that space, we're going to switch sides and try the other side. And once again, we usually have a trickier side. It might get stuck up high. Let's try to get a little bit deeper. Notice how that releases tension in the back. So if the muscles get locked on, that's muscle amnesia, and they stay tight, and the other muscles around it are loose, it's really hard to breathe into that space. So we're going to just add the breath first and start to soothe that area, make it trust in us, and then we're going to expand it. Perfect. We're still sitting up nice upright. Tempted to lean back, but just give me a little bit more here. Breathe into your lower spine, into the lower back. Feel your tailbone rooting itself deeper into that chair. Close your eyes and just breathe. Now take the breath into the nostrils, into the mind, into the throat, down the back of the spine, and open up your back. Exhaling, letting every muscle just let go. Breathe in once again. And every muscle on the exhale can let go. 2 more breaths here. Deep, deep breath in. Shine to the sun, down to the shoulders, into the back. Exhale. And relax. So I want you to sit back. Relax into that chair. Sometimes we'll have to bring the hips forward for this one if we are not as flexible. If we have our stool there or we have our blocks, what I want you to do is either stack your blocks so you can bring that ankle back up onto the blocks. If you have a stool like I have, bring it in. Bring it up onto that stool, or bring that a little closer and draw it in. Now if you have an armrest, that is okay. Let the foot be supported and just open up that lower back, that hip area by drawing that foot in. Good. If you want to sit nice and tall, getting a little more upright position, you adjust as you like here. Now you may not get this foot up, it might be fairly low, that is okay. If you want to add the opposite foot, feel free to extend it by just floating it or just holding it here. Now this is a very comfortable position for some of us, not all of us. So do the best you can here. What I want you to do is, if this leg doesn't come up, leave it down, that's okay. Walk your hands forward. So if my foot is down here, I'm walking my hands forward towards my stool, towards my supportive leg, leaning a little bit of weight on there if I need, and just breathing into that back. Good. Remember, the breath is the most important part here. Loosening it up into that hip that gets so tight. If I'm feeling pain in my knee, I'm adjusting this leg so I have 0 pain. I might feel some tightness, but I want no pain. Good. If I want to reach a little further, I have that option. Just be safe. And then as I come up, leaving that leg there, I can support my body with the front of that knee, placing the hand on and just softly turning to the back of the chair. Adding another little twist in here. Now notice your chairs that you sit in all the time. If my TV was placed over here, I would always have my head turned in this direction or in the opposite direction. So you want to move yourself around and you want to try and balance both sides off, or place a TV or whatever entertainment you like to watch in front of you. Okay? So I'm going to move my stool to the side. I'm going to carefully release. And I'm just going to do a couple little kicks here. What this does is help realign those knees once again. I'm going to turn my toes out, working the inside of my quads, giving a little kick out to the side, and then back straight up. Good, no pain. When I relax, I take a deep breath in, and then slowly bring the opposite leg up, or keep it down if you prefer. So as we adjust, knee might be supported with the armrest, or we might be on the couch and we can drop the knee wider. Now if the foot comes off the floor, put a block underneath it, or you can extend right to your stool. Coffee table out in front of you, whatever works for you. And then just lower carefully down. Now we're going to bring your rib cage forward. I want you to feel that stretch, not falling forward, curling forward. Nice and long. Remember that pendant on your chain here, I want to be able to see it. And then be aware from side to side can be very different. One hip can be very, very tight. And it might be this side that's the sore side and the other side's protecting, which makes it tighter. Or it might be the sore side that we're just locking up and trying to protect, and that's why it's different. Okay? Perfect. Now this leg can stay or it can drop down, but we're going to reach towards that knee. Relax the shoulders. Drop the tailbone into the chair and just softly look over. Good. Adding these twists whenever you can are super important for the body. It keeps some mobility in the spine. We have the breath nice and deep. Shoulders down. You've got it. Head comes back first. Shoulders follow, and then we extend. So remember with our extension, slide that out if you want to, a little kick from the hips, little bends at the knees, and then turn the toes out. We want to get the inside. So kicking, kicking, kicking. And then we relax. Well done today. Take a deep breath in. Notice if your breath shortened already. Give me 3, 4, 5 more. Nice long breaths going in through the nose, opening up the mind, down to the spine and into those hips. And then progressively draw the breath deeper into the legs, down the calves, into those heels. So remember, no matter what you see on that TV, how you follow me. If some days it just feels like you want to sit back in your chair and watch, that's great. But try to see if you can get the breathing to follow along, or the gentle arm motions. You'll start to begin moving and the body will start to crave it more and more. Just be careful, be smart about what you're doing, and always listen to your body. Perfect. Thank you for joining me today on Nice Gentle Chair Yoga with Melanie Hillaby. Please feel free to share, like it, thumbs up at the bottom of the screen would be awesome, and we'll see you soon.